Hey everybody, John Gibson. I'm excited to have Louise Woods and Nick Glass with me today. I'm going to share some thoughts with you on a wide range of topics. But before we do that, Louise, how long have you been with ARC?
5 years.
5 years. Nick?
Almost four.
Almost four. Jesus. Good tenure compared to me being here 90 or 120 days. So great individuals to have some feedback from today. So let's get started, right? And Louise, I'll start with you. Ask you the same question too, Nick. Obviously, you guys are talking to a lot of clients. You're out in the field. You're meeting with a lot of clients. What do you see is like a common or like in your travels and communication and conversations? What are some of the challenges that our business partners are facing with the market that we're in today?
Just overall volume being down, right? They're looking for creative ways to, continue their numbers.
Sure.
And so just helping them, being out there, educating them on non-QM and educating them on what's happening in the market in the non-QM space has been helping them grow their business. They came from a Fannie Freddie lender or a Govy lender or whatever. They're adding the non-QM market or products to their marketing
Sure.
To help grow, basically. Everybody's in how do I grow mode.
Yeah. What are you hearing, Nick?
Well, in today's market, home prices have really kind of skyrocketed, and it's made it challenging for people to qualify for homes, not only with credit, but with also income. And, we offer up solutions to be able to satisfy that client. A lot of times we can use alt-doc income or debt service coverage ratio or a ton of other products that we offer to help get them qualified so that way they can keep that volume.
Sure.
And drive that volume up on a monthly basis.
Yeah, I think it's good points, right? Because I think this year is turning out to be a little bit different than maybe what expectations were coming into the year, right? Mm-hmm. I think everybody was probably hopeful of all things around how this year would unfold. And clearly, I don't think we're seeing that, at least not to this point yet. What are some of the things like when you're having the conversation specifically about non-QM, right? Because I think affordability is playing an issue, right? And lack of inventory, although I think we're maybe seeing that come back in certain pockets. Obviously, rates are where they're at. But like when you're talking to some of the LOs out there, some of our business partners, how's the conversation go around non-QM, right? Like, are you still seeing people that have been resistant to add it to the repertoire and like actually embrace it? Like, and if so, like, what's the conversation you have with somebody? Yeah,
absolutely. I find, in having conversations, there are people that are afraid of non-QM. They really are. It's just an education thing on the ease of use. What does the product do? What's the risk for them, even as a broker? Some people don't want it necessarily. I don't want to close those kind of loans.
Sure.
The stigma around non-QM.
Yeah.
So educating them first and foremost on that. And then a lot of loan officers don't know how to sell anything but rate. So what we need to do is really educate those loan officers on how to sell a product that fits the borrower's needs for that moment or time, right? Just because, their rates are a little bit higher now doesn't mean in 3 years you can refinance, right, out of that. But you've got to have those solutions to help that borrower today and have the creative options that non-QM offers.
What do you think, Nick?
I agree with everything she said. We're seeing quite a few clients that need to have the tools to be able to calculate the income and how to set up those type of transactions. And that's one of the things that we've specialized in. We've hired the right people, we've brought the right staff on board and given them the training necessary to be able to coach and mentor those brokers. So we're really excited to bring in that business, even if it's their first one, and try to teach them how to get it through the system.
I think it's all about education, right? Like I think there's this fear of the unknown, right? I've never really paid attention to that product before, and now I've lack of volume. My volume's off year over year. I need to embrace things. And to me, I've always looked at that as like a well-rounded loan officer knows all the products at their disposal so they can solve the need for the borrower when they get that referral, whether it's through their own accord, a real estate agent, a financial planner, accountant, builder, whatever the case may be, right? Let's flip the curve a little, or flip the narrative a little bit, right? We talked a lot about kind of maybe some of the challenges that are out there. From your guys' perspective and the conversations you're having, what are you seeing as like an opportunity or things that are happening in today's market that give you hope for what's going to happen, the next 6 to 12 months?
I find that because of the lack of education in the non-QM market, there actually isn't as much competition in non-QM as you think there is from a loan origination point, right? So there's not as many LOs that are out there educated on non-QM. So if you happen to, embrace it, put the time in, surround yourself with a good company, with a good AE that can help you through the process, really learn how to market it, your competition as far as other LOs is much less than it is if you're just going for a straight A paper loan.
Yeah.
So the opportunity and just the sheer numbers of how many people really are non-QM professionals is not as many as you'd think.
The pool of people you're competing with that are actually subject matter experts is a lot smaller.
Exactly.
For sure. Nick, what do you think, opportunity-wise?
Yeah, I mean, the exposure from a borrower perspective and loan officer's perspective of bringing these clients to the table and really being able to capitalize on that extra volume that they're not seeing in their FHA, Fannie Mae type book of business anymore.
Sure.
So it allows them to be able to focus on this and make it a primary aspect and a primary offering to their clients, and really helps facilitate, once again, back to their volume and driving that up on a monthly basis. And it spreads like wildfire, right? I mean, every client that they help, that individual refers another person over to them, and they're able to, continue to grow that book of business.
It becomes contagious, right?
Correct.
Like at the end of the day, I always say, there's multiple ways that our business partners get loans in the door, right? Some of it's past clients, some of it's their own personal network, some of it's real estate agents, and we talked about earlier, financial planners, accountants, all that stuff. You educate yourself on this, and to me, it goes to the point you said earlier, right? Like, increase your odds of success.
Yes.
Right? I love using, be smart and methodical about your strategy. So if you want to grow, for example, your real estate network and your real estate agent network, right? What better way to separate yourself from the competition than to walk in and show them how, by working with you, understanding, I'll just use bank statement transactions, right? Understanding a non-QM bank statement loan and opening up that pool of potential buyers for them. You may never get a referral from them that's a non-QM loan, but you're looking for the referral, right?
Right.
So I think it's a good lead into how you can grow your book of business.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that? Am I off base?
No, you're exactly right. We, here at ARC as AEs, we go out, we do presentations, for loan officers, with loan officers. We've done presentations for realtors to educate the realtor community in their particular area. So we'll go out with, partner with a brokerage firm, say, hey, bring your realtors in, let's chat, maybe have a lunch, whatever, and go through, the scariness of non-QM, go through all the myths, show them how simple it can be without getting into the full nuts and bolts of a loan process, but just more the marketability of it. And what we've had a few, which is just hilarious, is that the realtors themselves are like, oh wait, I need a loan like that. And the LO walks away doing a loan for that actual realtor that they were trying to build a stronger relationship with, and ends up moving forward, getting obviously referrals and a partnership that they didn't have before.
Right, because of that, right? And
it works.
Look, we do that all the time, right? We'll come in as a lender for you as our business partner and help educate your referral sources and other people. How about, Nick, anything from that perspective, off base?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of originators that will go to investor type conferences and everything. So, you'll be able to attract individuals that want to buy properties as some individuals own stock, right? And there's avenues to be able to help finance those individuals into more properties than, they ever thought possible. And, we're seeing a lot of the originators, kind of cater to that business model, and they're really seeing their business grow because of it. Yeah.
So, look, you guys have been here, would you say 5 years?
Yeah.
And going on almost four. Yeah, so 3.5 through almost 4. So you've seen a lot in the evolution of the non-QM space, specifically at ARC. If you were talking to somebody who's not a partner today, what would you say are one or two of those things that you look at and say, hey, this is what we bring to the table as being a true partner with you?
Yeah, I mean, we've grown a lot. We've learned a lot in the last 5 years that I've been here.
Sure.
It was a lot more manual process, and it still is today, which we like, right? Because then we can make actual underwriting decisions based on, relying on how does the borrower qualify. But we've simplified, our upload process. We've put things in place such as we'll reevaluate the bank statements for you up front so that you know what that income is. We've done a lot of, let's say, little tips and tricks
Yeah.
as far as, how to get the loan through quicker so we can close a loan in 15 days or less, little things like that really give the loan officers an advantage.
Yeah, Nick, your perspective, the evolution of ARC, non-QM, and where we're at today.
Yeah, I mean, we've really seen an expansion of the guidelines over the past 4 years. And as those guidelines have expanded, it's allowed more clients to qualify and, once again, for brokers to grow their business.
Well, and look, I think one of the things we would be remiss not to touch on too, right, is like, I think one of our unique offerings is it doesn't matter what type of client you are.
Yeah.
Broker, non-delegated correspondent, a delegated correspondent. We're in all those delivery types. And I think there's value to that.
Absolutely.
And I think there's value to, like, you strike the relationship with the AE when you onboard, and typically, I'll say the evolution going from broker to non-del to del, you stay with that person the entire way. And we're versed in doing all the delivery types. So I don't know, I think there's value to that, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we're building relationships,
Correct.
right? We
Yeah.
want to help you grow your business.
That's a great way of phrasing it.
And we have clients that start in wholesale, right? They learn the product, learn the system, learn what we offer, learn the ARC way, and then we can help them graduate into maybe even a non-delegated relationship.
Correct.
To where, they're banking their Fannie Freddie, but they don't quite want to do it with non-QM yet. But as they get more comfortable, they understand the product, the process, then they can graduate into, a non-delegated relationship, and then maybe even eventually into a fully delegated relationship with us.
Yeah.
So offering all channels is really good for our customers.
Thoughts on the multiple delivery types?
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's fantastic. It really allows the AE to have a career with ARC.
That's right. And look, we talked about the evolution. We're signing on clients every month that are coming in as delegated correspondents, that are coming in as non-del. But I do love the evolution of, you started with ARC and you've matured into that next, evolution of who you're becoming as a partner. We're there to support you no matter what delivery I call them delivery types, no matter what delivery type that is, right? So, hey, obviously appreciate you guys' time. I think it's valuable information for our business partners. I'll kind of ask you one last question, right? And just like big picture from your perspective, as you look at the rest of the year, what's one of those things or two of those things that excite you about the business, where we're positioned, how we're supporting our business partners, and where we're growing to? What would be one or two of those things?
Yeah, just completely excited about growth mode. We are in growth mode, right? Not only hiring great salespeople to grow our team, but also looking for new clients to help you grow your business in the non-QM space. And or if you're currently doing non-QM and not working with ARC, reach out, try us. We absolutely are here to help, and we will hold your hand, walk you through the entire process, as well as help with your marketing plan. How can you go after the business? How should you be going after the business? Education, lunch and learns, just anything we can do to help you be successful, we're all in.
Yeah, it's awesome. Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm really excited about the future here. I mean, we have so many products to offer, and a lot of our brokers take advantage of that. They recognize that not only can we help them with alt doc and DSCR and non-wordable condos and a whole gamut of type of transactions, but we also offer conventional type business as well.
Sure.
That is very competitively priced, and a lot of people recognize that, and they've been able to once again grow their business the same way we are in growth mode.
Yeah.
And so it's great to participate with them in the growth that they're seeing in their overall volume.
Well, look, Nick, Louise, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the time. I know you guys are busy. And look, I'll wrap it up with this. I'll say two things, right? And I think they both touched on it right there at the end. It is really a partnership. In working with ARC, we are in it with you. You're not just a number. Your loan's not just a loan in the pipeline. It's a true partnership. We're here to help, try to help you drive more business through the door. We're here to support you in any way we can. And look, we are in growth mode, right? There's no doubt about that. We're expanding the credit box. We're expanding the products. You're going to see us, kind of launching into the RTL world, the fix and flip world, the bridge loan, the commercial broker business. So there are exciting things going on. We are actually hiring. We're onboarding clients, on a monthly basis now. And I would tell you, you hear me say this all the time, right? Like, can't say thank you enough for our existing partners. We know you have a choice. We know we have to live up to your expectations, and we're fighting to do that every single day as we morph, evolve, and enhance our processes and procedures. So thank you for your partnership. Thanks for joining us today, and have a great day.